Wells, Chief Operating Officer here at Ringreso. We are here in sunny Cartagena for our press conference. I want to go ahead and introduce you guys to Mario Martinez Jr., our CEO and founder of Ringreso. Mario, tell us, why are we here today?
I'm so excited, everyone. Welcome all the way from the beautiful beaches of Cartagena. And yes, we've got everybody out here as well. This is awesome. I'm excited to be here with you today. And first off, Jack Wells, Chief Operating Officer, and to all those who saw Vivica, unfortunately, she became very ill. We said, let's take you outside. So she couldn't be part of the actual live press conference here today. As you know, nobody wants to get sick. But we love you, Viv. That having been said, what are we here for? Huge announcement today, Mr. Jack Wells. Hit the press today, as well as the transformation of what's happening here to Ringreso. And from a Ringreso standpoint, I'm excited to be here with all of you, all of our fans, all of our customers, all of our buyers, everybody who supported us over the last 5 years. What are we doing here? We're taking some time to talk about the Ringreso transformation. And for the last 5 years, we have been a digital sales training company. We've built up our reputation off of helping the sales community. And we launched about 1.5 years ago a platform called Fly Message, as everyone knows. Thousands of users on that particular platform. And something amazing happened. We first marketed it as a sales productivity tool, Jack, as you know. And something huge happened.
So tell us a little bit more about that. What was that?
Well, first off, let's go back a little bit in time, yeah? And let's talk about when we originally launched Fly Message. It was to solve a very specific problem. And that problem that we were trying to solve for was to help our training customers, our sales folks, to be able to take their prospecting scripts and utilize them anywhere on the web. Could be on LinkedIn, could be on email, could be anywhere online. And with that in mind, what we did was we essentially launched Fly Message, and we brought it out to a few hundred users in the sales community. Well, now fast forward now 1 year later, which was the end of last year, and we had several thousand users on the platform. And one day I got a notification that a company by the name of PillPack had onboarded their online digital pharmacists. And I said, online digital pharmacists? What are online digital pharmacists doing on our platform? And that actually took us by surprise. Turns out that at that time, only 35% of the entire user community was the sales line of business. The 65% were the non-sellers. And that's what took us by surprise here, of realizing, wait a minute, we didn't have a sales productivity tool, we had a business productivity tool. And today we'll be talking a little bit about what this tool does and then why we're doing this ginormous press conference.
So you said it was created as a sales productivity tool. So why are pharmacists online using it? Like, why would they need it? It was created for salespeople.
So yes, originally it was created for salespeople, but what happened is we utilized Fly Message to be able to store all of your templates, those messages, or even snippets, parts of messages. Turns out it wasn't just salespeople who were actually storing the messages. We had online pharmacists, human resources for onboarding and offboarding individuals. We had business owners utilizing it for various different templates. A huge segmentation was customer success and customer service. Why? Answering frequently asked questions for online chat. Customer success managers, helping individuals, new customers, to be able to onboard them and send off that first message. Welcome, Mr. Customer, so excited, or Mrs. Customer, so excited that you're a new customer of ours. Here's the first thing that we need to do. In addition to that, we had professors, students, you name it, every single person across the globe in terms of knowledge workers. So what we realized was that it wasn't just sellers who had repeatable messages or snippets of messages. It was essentially all knowledge workers. And so Fly Message was no longer a sales productivity tool. Rather, it became a business productivity tool and helping essentially save knowledge workers 1 hour a day through building out messages that otherwise take us 25% of our day to read, write, and respond to messages, whether it's on email or through digital channels or anywhere online.
Of course. Talk to me a little bit about the growth trend that we saw throughout that first year.
So this was actually quite exciting with FlyMessage. And one of the reasons why we're building up to really coming to talk to you guys about a very important key ask of what we announced today through the press. And with respects to FlyMessage, what we realized was that all of this growth happened as a result of word-of-mouth marketing. Mary told Billy, Billy told Bobby, Bobby told Susie. And that was a total surprise to us because we actually hadn't marketed FlyMessage. And when you looked at this, 35% were sellers, a large beachhead market group. By the way, thank you to our sales folks who've been faithful. But also the 65% were essentially those folks that were the non-sellers, if you would. So with that in mind, that growth grew to a couple thousand users. And then, as you know, me, you, Viv, and the board sat down and we said, wait a minute. We've got this amazing application right now that essentially could help the 1 billion knowledge workers. And all of the use cases that we had, those use cases essentially came forward as the opportunity to be able to service a much larger crowd. And we decided to pivot Ringreso. What do I mean by pivot? Now that's a big word. That's a strong word because we've spent 5 years identifying that we are the digital sales training company. Yeah? And we essentially are pivoting the business from sales training, a service-based company, into a software-based company, a SaaS-based productivity tool. And that is what is so exciting. So that's announcement number 1, guys, that are out there, is a massive pivot in our business to be able to take us to the next level. And the best part is we are not forgetting the sales folks that are out there. And I love the crowd. These guys out there. This is great. Mom, I'm on TV. That's a good one. I love the mom, I'm on TV. So, any case, with that in mind, what we decided to do was make this pivot. And for the last essentially 7 months, as you know, the entire company has been transitioning and shifting the strategy to a product-led growth company, a PLG-focused company.
Awesome. That sounds incredible. So Mario, you mentioned obviously our first 5 years and who Ringreso grew to be. A lot of our customers are asking, hey, what about us? This pivot, how does it impact us? You want to tell them a little bit?
Yes. Well, the great news is a lot of our customers, some of our most valuable customers that are our largest customers for many years are actually now part of our advisory board as well, and the new Ringreso. So first off, let's be very clear. Any customer, especially those you're listening right now, we're not forgetting about you and we're not going away from you. We will continue to deliver that same great education that we've always delivered on. And that's super important that everyone understands that. Whatever we've got in terms of licensing agreements and those types of things, we will continue to service you. But what we're doing is, and what makes us unique, is that we aren't just the personal writing assistant that builds out messages for individuals on any platform, CRM, LinkedIn, email, whatever it might be. That's not just us. What we're actually doing is we're teaching people how to write the perfect message that cuts through the noise. And that's our education. That's our traditional sales training. And now that education can be taken and go to the masses, if you would. And so what we're going to be doing is we're taking all of that on-demand content, the 10,000 hours that Vivica, myself, you, and the rest of the Ringreso team, that they actually invested over the last 5 years, bringing all that on-demand content, and it's coming to a theater near you to be embedded into a Fly Learning module, if you would. So education is critical because we believe that a fool with a tool is still a fool. And so what's important is that we don't walk away from that education. What will change, however, is long-term, we won't be doing enterprise-grade level training. Okay. That's something that we're not going to be focused on, but we will take all that on-demand content. We've got great customers that license our content today, Juniper Networks as an example, and many other large organizations that license that content. So we got to keep that content for all of them, and better yet, we're going to be keeping it for our users. Here's an interesting stat, Jack. 50% of our community in the Fly Message community that's out there. Well, hopefully you all can see what's going on back here. It's a total nut house out there with everybody. Say hi to everyone. So what we're doing actually is what was I saying? What did I just say? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about customers and moving them over to the Fly Learning platform, and that you're not going to forget them, and then we were going to, I think, moving into the plans and what the future looks like.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is with Fly Message, you have the ability to take all of your templates that you store on a Google Doc, Word Doc, OneNote, Evernote, Notepad, or draft email. And by the way, I know you've done it. You have it somewhere, some sort of template. If you're a salesperson, a business owner, accountant, finance, HR, onboarding messages, offboarding, recruiter as well, right? You got customer service, customer success. You got all these messages, and these messages are stored somewhere, again, on Google Docs, Word Doc, OneNote, Evernote, Notepad, Notebook, or draft email, or worse yet.
What's the worst one? Where have you seen it?
Hunting and pecking. You go hunting for that particular message in your sent folder, then you got to copy and paste that particular message over, and now you have to edit it. So now you can take all these templates, no matter what your role is, whatever the knowledge, you are a knowledge worker, and there's over 1 billion knowledge workers today globally. And approximately 60% of our users are in the domestic US, and 40% now are international. And this is an actual Chrome extension that you can download, or a Microsoft Edge extension as well.
That's new,
yeah.
right?
That's new, brand new. Yeah, we just launched the Edge extension about 30 days ago.
Okay.
And so you can go to the Chrome store, the Edge store. There is a free version of Fly Message. And of course, today we'll be launching the paid-for versions as well, a starter plan and a growth plan. And for all of our sales folks and business owners that are out there, that education that you've got, boy, there are some people that are banging on.
I think we should get security up in here.
They're banging on the windows. Call security. So all those that education that we have, you now can buy that education along with your license with Fly Message for $24.97 a month for the sales education. Or you could pay the annual fee and get 2 months free, essentially 17% discount. So that's really exciting, and that's what we're doing. And again, looking at, this is an international community that we have now. And what we found was, all as a result of online pharmacists showcasing that they were using the platform for, your prescription has been received, your prescription has been sent, we couldn't process your prescription. It all started from there, and then we realized that we had several thousands of users. And that's why the second announcement that we're announcing today, which hit the press today as well, is that we actually have opened up a crowdfunding campaign to the public. A crowdfunding campaign. So what you can do, and hopefully it's coming across your banner right now, is if you go to wefunder.com/Vengreso.
Yep.
wefunder.com/Vengreso. And every one of our fans, hundreds of thousands of you that are out there that have been supporting us, thank you so much. Every one of you now have the ability to be able to invest in a technology company like Vengreso. And we decided to do this, Vivica, myself, and you, because first off, most people don't have a shot at being able to invest in technology companies.
Correct, yeah.
Early stage seed-funded rounds are generally what we think of as for the venture capital folks.
The elite.
The elite folks, right? Angel investors. Well, guess what? All of you can now become investors for as low as $100 investment. And so we've got well over 60 investors that just hit. And so thank you to all of you out there that have already hit. And I think we're sitting at about $90,000 right now in the campaign. And it just launched on Monday. So I'm excited. That is amazing in terms of the success of the crowdfunding campaign. And for all of you out there that have ever wondered, like, wait, how do I invest into a into an early stage seed funded organization? Well, I'm an early stage investor. One of my great success stories actually was investing into Seamless.ai. My good friend Brandon Brunanson, I served as an advisor and an investor into that. And what I saw what Brandon did was pretty amazing in terms of how he went about getting fundraising going and driving early stage seed investors. So we've done the same exact thing. We're actually raising from the venture capital market, individual angel investors, and there have been some amazing angel investors such as Tony Hughes, Bill Sexton, thank you so much. And we also have some other folks that have invested on the WeFunder side. Chris O'Brien, Hang Black, Chiffon Thatcher, Toby Carrington, a lot of sales enablement professionals especially, and revenue enablement professionals have been investors. And then we've got a whole slew of folks that are knowledge workers that are like, hey, I want to be part of this.
I want a slice of this.
What it's like to be part of a angel investing opportunity. And that's what we essentially launched because we felt like we've had so many loyal supporters that have supported our Ringreso path for the last 5 years. And many of our customers were the ones that actually prompted the growth.
Yeah.
We didn't do that in the last year. In fact, if you look at our website today, hopefully you say, this is a software company. But if you looked at it starting yesterday and back for the last 5 years, everybody knew when they went to Ringreso.com, you saw that we were a training company with software. But today, we are a software company with education.
I think our sales team received their first call yesterday, right?
Yes,
as a software company, not as a training company.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, we had a prospect. So we're all out in Cartagena, Colombia, as you all know. You can see this out over here. And we did a live call with Juan Diaz. Thank you, Vivica, for getting Juan Diaz sick. He's not here right now with us because he's sick in the room. But that having been said, he actually took a live call. And the buyer at that point said, I'm really confused. Are you a software company or are you a training company? And that was music to our ears because we had just launched the new website yesterday, which is we want people to know that we have amazing software technology that will improve your productivity by an hour per day, right?
Yeah.
Think about this. Things like, how many times have you been asked, what's your Zoom room link?
Oh, 95 million times a day.
What if, and then what do? You have to go find that Zoom link.
Zoom.us, account, copy, paste, nightmare.
Exactly, or you store it somewhere on Google Docs, OneNote, Evernote, something so simple. But what if you were able to type in -ZM? And then the whole link popped up, whether you're on chat, whether you're on email, whether you're in your CRM, Slack even, right?
Yeah.
What if that happened, that you could put that on a -ZM and your Zoom link? You'll never have to forget it again, and it just improves people's lives. And so what we figured out was the individual, and that's what makes us unique right now, as a product-led growth company. The individual is the one that is saying, company, whether or not you help me increase my productivity, I need help.
Yeah.
And thus, we've launched Fly Message, your personal writing assistant. And that's another big announcement, is how we are actually marketing Fly Message. And it's important for all of our investors to understand that. And why we're doing this conference here is because, first of all, many of our employees are out of South America.
Yeah.
And there's actually some real key reasons, and we'll talk about that, why we have launched much of our business into platforms all over the world. Into countries all over the world. And we've got folks in Egypt, in Germany, in India, in South America, and of course, Philippines. I'm sorry. Sorry to my Samahang Filipinos all out there. We've also got folks in the domestic U.S. as well.
Of course. So, tell everybody, what do you want everybody to do now? What are these steps? Oh.
Wait, I need water. Hold on. You talk.
All right, so first thing we would like you guys to do today, if you haven't done so already, is please go to flymessage.io. That's FLYMSG.io, and it hopefully should be running across your screen right now. Or, of course, you can go to Ringreso.com. Go ahead and get access to our software. It'll change your life. Mario, second thing that they should do.
Yes, well, in addition to downloading the free version of Fly Message, and also we want you to upgrade, by the way, we want you to upgrade, and hopefully my development team has been working so hard on getting us ready for the starter and growth plans. But get inside there, play with Fly Message, and a lot of the components that we have in the free element right now, well, of course, we're going to monetize this. So everybody out there watching and listening, and those investors, we got to turn this into money,
of course.
Right? We got to turn this into money. So nominal fees, $3.97 a month, or pay it for a year and you get a 17% discount, so 2 months free. The $9.97 plan, you get access, unlimited access to everything for Fly Message. And then if you're a business owner or a salesperson, which again represents 50% of our community, you can add on for just $15 a month the education. All that education in modern sales mastery is now for $15 a month. You can add that on top of the $9.97. Get it, learn it. When you're done with it, no problemo. You can go back down to the $9.97 a month plan. So first things first, get out to Chrome, get out to Edge, whatever browser you decide to use, and go ahead and install that. So Jack said. Now, and answer your question.
Another question for you before you go there. I'm a current customer of Fly Message. It just came through. What happens to my plan?
What happens to your plan on freemium?
My freemium. Like I've set up hundreds and hundreds. I've been using it for a year. What happens now?
Great question. So for all of you who are freemium customers today, over the next couple weeks, you'll be prompted to upgrade. And you've been enjoying for the last 1.5 years unlimited use of Fly Message. Every feature that we have.
Unlimited.
So we got a nasty gram, as you know, a couple days ago from somebody who actually was like not cool about the discussion, even using words that I wouldn't even use. Never speak to like that in front of my grandmother, my mom, my wife. I wouldn't say those things. Listen, you've had it for 1.5 years, and for the last 1.5 years, you've had unlimited use. You'll still continue to have many of the many of the features, but a lot of those features are going to be put into the starter plan and the growth plan. So that's what's going to happen to the existing freemium customers and all those existing enterprise customers we have. To reiterate, we're not leaving you. We're not abandoning you. We're still going to service you. We're still going to deliver on our licensing agreements that we have today. Yep. And what we're doing, though, is we will reduce the amount of enterprise training that we do over the course of time, especially as we fundraise, both through crowdfunding and traditional venture funding. What we will also do is take all that on-demand content and license that to customers. So if you want our content on your LMS, no problem. Take our content and we'll license it for you. Now let me get back to your first question before you ask that other question.
Sorry.
And that was, what do we want you to do? So what should be coming up on your screen right now is a site. It's wefunder.com/Ringreso. Now we chose WeFunder because they are the largest crowdfunding platform in the world. And more specifically, WeFunder has an amazing platform for angel investors that can be used for anybody around the globe. So if you're watching this and you're in the Philippines, you're in India, you're in South America, no problem. You can become an investor into Ringreso right now. And I encourage you all to do that. We have been extremely successful for the last 5 years, becoming the world's largest digital sales prospecting training company. That didn't happen because we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, of course.
But the best part about us as an early stage venture is we are not your typical early stage company. We have a website with 20,000 visitors on that website every single month, organic and driven through social as well as email. Yeah. We have 120,000 person marketing lists. So we are not the other companies that you would be investing into that have no website, that have no marketing, that have nothing, no brand, no nothing. And we are Ringreso. And Ringreso, that name means sales and revenue. And that is not going away. If you look at the name and how we brought Ringreso together, ventas and ingreso, both those words together made Ringreso. And how does that translate into the new Ringreso today with Fly Message as our flagship product in the suite? Well, very simply, that particular platform and product, that particular name, we are increasing productivity for the individual, which as a byproduct increases revenue for a company, whether you're a business owner or whether you're a corporation. Yeah. So it still applies, and so we're not moving away from that. So we want you to get out to wefunder.com/Ringreso and take your opportunity to invest. Oftentimes I'm asked, what should I expect in terms of a return? Well, first off, I'll say this, absolutely, you should know that anytime you invest in an early stage company, it's high risk, high reward, right? High risk, high reward. I think we mitigate a lot of the risk, very simply put, because of the fact that, of who we are and the fact that we've got this legacy in our company, right? So I think that we are mitigating that risk pretty significantly for a lot of individuals. But I'll tell you a story, and that was what happened with Seamless and what Brandon did. And I just was enamored with how they exploded the company. And of course, all their investors got cashed out a 16 plus X return when Series A was raised, right? So this was pretty amazing to be able to have that opportunity. And so literally a $5,000 investment turned into an $85,000 check. A $50,000 investment turned into $1 million check, right? So with that in mind, what should people expect from Ringreso? Well, first off, this is what I'll say. Number one, I can't guarantee to you that we are going to give back a 20, a 30, a 40x return. That I can't tell you. But the forecasts indicate, as you know, that we'll be driving at least a 12x return. And the second thing that I'll say, in 25 years in business, I, Vivica, and Jack have not failed at one thing. So I'll be darned if I'm going down now. We are going to make this happen. And so when I look at investing in early stage, I look at two things. Number one, do you have a product that solves a burning, red hot, fiery, flamey issue that needs to be solved? With Fly Message, we have a burning, red hot, fiery, flaming issue, and that is lost productivity every day in writing out messages or looking and researching for information. Fly Message solves that problem. Very simple use case. Number two that I look at in early stage is the leadership team. And I encourage you, go inspect Vivica von Rosen's record, one of the most well-known social media influencers in the world on LinkedIn, who became part of our organization, merged her company with mine and 5 other people. And Jack Wells, the guy has had thousands of employees in scaled organizations, and that is why we promoted him to Chief Operating Officer. That press release is going out very shortly as well. So, and then myself, my background, 18 years in business, and the last 6 years running my own company as CEO. This is our first time doing venture capital fundraising, and I'm excited with the early success coming out of the gate and just going live, just in a matter of a couple days, going live. Everybody that we've worked with, all of you investors, our advisors, our strategic advisors, Daniel Disney, Ben Sims, all of you guys out there, thank you for believing in us and investing in us. And for all of you that are thinking about investing, I want you very much to consider the opportunity that you have before you, which is an amazing opportunity to get part of part of technology in early stage. And I think I'm being summoned with all the cue cards in the back that we've got to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Are we on a commercial break?
No, we're not.
We're about to go to a commercial break.
So Mario, you mentioned just before we went to that commercial that obviously there's so much trust in the leadership team that's taking Vengreso to the next level. I also want to thank this beautiful team behind me. These are our Vengresonians, and they're the ones that are going to help us take this to the next level. So it's all about them and their great work. So thank you so much.
I love the mom, I'm on TV. Oh, and by the way, these are my two boys right over here in the corner. I don't know if you can catch them, but that's my youngest, Malachi, and that's my oldest. By the way, show your fly message shirt. Show your fly. There we go. Fly message right there, baby. We got it. I love it. All right.
So just before...
And my wife right over here. That's my wife right inside there. Everybody take a look. Super big supporters. I just got to say something, and everybody knows that I'm very much a family guy.
Of course, yeah.
And so I will say this, that, I was about to get emotional. Hold
cry.
on. All right.
Get some tissues.
So my wife, my kids, and everybody has stood by us for the last 6 years, doing this on my own, and they've absolutely been so supportive. And so to my beautiful, amazing wife, Shauna, and my two boys, Malachi and Marshawn, thank you for being part of the journey.
Awesome. So just before we move over to some live questions, I just want to remind everyone, in order to be an investor, doesn't matter whether it's $100, $1,000, we'll take 25,000. That's fine. Please go ahead. It should be running across your screen again, wefunder.com/Vengreso. So let's go ahead and take some questions from our audience. Mario, you ready?
I think so.
I think this has to be you. I think this has to be you.
Let's get the moderator going from the live studio audience here.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Oh, we can.
Yes.
Great. So we have a question here from the audience. Where does fly message work?
So that's a great question. So if you go to Vengreso.com, about 1/3 of the way down, it shows you everywhere that it works, which is pretty much anywhere online.
Yeah.
But if you find a spot for some reason that fly message does not work, for example, somebody reported that they were having some problems with Outlook 365 online. So just let us know and throw it into support, and we'll get fixing it right away. So pretty much anywhere online, you can throw out a snippet, you can throw out a template, you can throw out a message. Developers are using this. HR for onboarding. Welcome to your first day. Today's your last day. Turn in your equipment. Recruiters. Hey, we'd like to talk to you. But it pretty much works anywhere. So Slack, Google Docs, email, LinkedIn.
CRMs,
Any CRM.
Zendesk, any service ticket, that all works.
Absolutely.
And Mario, following up that question, do I have to download something to be able to get fly message to work?
Yes.
Great question. Yes, you do. So you do have to download a Chrome extension or an Edge extension. And that essentially allows the back-end SaaS platform, the cloud-based platform, where all of your stuff is included inside there, included in Fly Message, to be able to deploy out messages anywhere online. So yes, and many times people have asked us, what about I use a Mac and I want to be able to use it on Mac Mail as a local client? So we absolutely will be launching a downloadable, and that will be coming forthcoming in the coming months. I hope that will be out before the end of this quarter, but maybe the beginning of next quarter.
Nice.
And Mario, in regards to the WeFunder and being part of being a funder, do I have to be a U.S. citizen and do I have to be accredited?
Good question. So just to clarify, I don't think they meant be a funder, they meant be an investor, is that question. So the answer is no. You do not have to be a U.S. citizen. You can be an investor anywhere across the planet. Yeah. You can utilize your credit card to be able to invest or link your bank account through WeFunder. This is not through Vengreso. This is regulated by the SEC, the Security Exchange Commissions. That's the part of the U.S. government. Yeah. You said U.S. citizen, and do I have to be a U.S. Live in the U.S. And what was the other part of the question, moderator? Or did I answer it?
You pretty much answered it. It was, do I have to be a U.S. citizen or accredited?
Got it.
No and no.
Oh, and no, you do not have to be an accredited investor. No. That's super important. In most cases with venture capital fundraise, what I mentioned earlier is that oftentimes we think it's for the elite. Yeah. Yeah. And so those that are, can drop down a 50, 100, $1 million, $2 million, whatever $1 million check. And so the answer to that is no. You do not have to be an accredited investor. Mm-hmm. However, if there are any accredited investors that are out there that want to have a conversation, we are absolutely doing a simultaneous 506 C raise at the same time as a regulated CF crowdfunded raise. And we have 2 of those platforms going at the same exact time. And it's a pretty amazing set of discounts on our Safe Note. And so you can take a look at on WeFunder. And the best part is all of our crowdfunding investors get the same exact terms as our accredited investors.
Yeah.
And so you should know out there that our fans, our customers, our prospects, everybody who's helped us get to where we are, we had no intention of giving you a worse deal than someone who's going to write a check for $10 million,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
So that having been said, no, you absolutely do not have to be an accredited investor.
And we have a question just coming in from Owen Norris on LinkedIn Live. So first question is, I've missed some of this. How is my membership to Sales Mastery affected? That's a good question. And the second one, he goes to say, how long is the investment opportunity open for?
Great question. That is actually, I'm so glad you asked that question, Owen, because we forgot to talk about that. So thank you for doing that. So if you're a Modern Sales Mastery customer, guess what? You get Fly Message Unlimited Growth Plan at no additional cost. It's included in your Modern Sales Mastery license. That is still in the works. If you're out there and you're hearing this, Owen, great job. Thank you for doing that. But if you're a Modern Sales Mastery for individuals customer, you get that included inside there. And so all you have to do is send a request to heysupport@vingreso.com. That should be coming up on your tickler right now. heysupport@vingreso.com. Wave the flag and say, hey, I'm a Modern Sales Mastery for individuals client. I paid my annual membership, and I'd like to have unlimited access to the growth plan for Fly Message. We just launched the plans. In fact, did we launch it? Did we launch it today?
I'm not sure.
I didn't check with the development team, but hopefully the development team is watching and they're shaking their heads saying, yes, we launched this. But we will give you access as soon as we open that up, and it should be within the next week or so. So bear with me. Trust me, we'll take care of you. But just give us a little bit of time.
Yeah, the team's working tirelessly. Anything else? Any other questions?
Well, just a fun question. What are you guys doing here in Colombia? Why Cartagena? Why Cartagena?
Actually, Jack, why don't you talk about our DEI? What's the acronym? Diversity, inclusion. I can't remember the.
You put me on the spot.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what our diversity goals and ideas and the leadership team, and then I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing in Cartagena.
Sure. So everything that we do is all about diversity, and we make intentional hiring decisions about who we want to bring on board. We have a global, we have the world now to be able to work with people, and especially after COVID, everything now is 100% virtual, even though we were before. We have a diverse leadership team, yourself, Vivica, myself, we all come from different communities and backgrounds. And we strive for that. We select people in Colombia from a Latin American background. We work on training, education, development. We bring people in that might not necessarily have all the qualifications and everything, but we will work with them to get them to where they need to be. And that's really, really important for us. It's our family.
So I'll talk a little bit about why we're here actually in Cartagena. For those of you that know, Vivica and I had a very, very focused when we started Ringreso, a very focused attention to our diversity requirements inside of Ringreso. And now that we've converted into an Inc., a corporation from an LLC, one of the things I will say is that strategy has not changed. And so if you look at our leadership team, we've got myself, who's of Hispanic descent, and then you've got Vivica, who is a female on the leadership team. And Jack? LGBT. Okay. And with that in mind, we have been very focused on making sure that we can drive the organization to stand for some level of diversity. And about 70% of our organization is of some sort of diverse background.
Yeah.
Could be a minority status. In most cases, most of our folks are actually out of South America. We've got folks in Egypt, like I said. We've got folks in India. We've got the folks in the Philippines. And we think it's a very important opportunity to be able to help bring all of those folks to have part of an amazing success track record. So why we're here in Colombia and why we picked Colombia is, number one, I wasn't going to Bogota to be cold. And number two, Cartagena, Colombia is beautiful. You can see all of this out there. It's so amazing. It's so beautiful. And most of our folks are here. And we will continue that diversity focus within Ringreso, which is to hire those who are underprivileged that need the opportunity and want the opportunity, and that's really important for us.
Awesome. So I think that we're done with the questions. Is that all the questions in the studio? Yeah? So I think we're wrapping up. I think we're just on time, actually.
We're just on time, but I do have something, and that is I want to give all of you out there, our fans, our customers, and all of our Vengresonians who are out there, right there. Thank them all for all their super, super, super hard work. Our advisors, our investors, our board, everybody who's got us to where we are at today. It has been monumental to shift this company from a training with some software to a software company with education. And we are not going to take our foot off the gas. No. I'm excited. I know Jack Wells is excited on behalf of Vivica, who, by the way, I'm so sorry, Viv, that you couldn't be in the same room, but we didn't want to get sick, girl, all right? We love you, Viv. So that having been said, thank you for being part of what we are doing today and for being part of a historical moment. Yeah. I want to encourage you, go to Vingreso.com, mouse over the About section, and take a look at this amazing track record. We built this timeline. Thank you so much to our design team and to our web dev team who put this together. It's unreal over what we've accomplished, and it's not going to stop. So today, crowdfunding, you can now be an investor in a SaaS technology company. WeFunder.com/Vingreso. Get out there and make your investment. And for all of everybody who's helped us so far and going public and on this launch just this week, thank you, thank you, and thank you. And to our customers, we are not forgetting about you. We will continue to service you, but we will be focused on our software and continue our education. So everyone, thank you very much. WeFunder.com/Vingreso. Become an investor today. And oh, by the way, download Fly Message right now. It's free. You're going to love it. It has saved multiple thousands of people an hour a day. And we'll see you all back in the States soon. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.